briefing where he promised to bring clarity to the process for reopening. I'm not sure that he accomplished that. There are 4 phases to reopening. We're currently in phase 1, which is preparing to reopen. Phase 2 has reopening on a limited basis of retail, manufacturing, offices where telecommuting is not possible, and some undefined public spaces. The governor described, and he did it again today, stage 2 is coming in weeks, not months. Stage 3 is gradual opening of higher risk workplaces, including hair and nail salons, gymnasiums, movie theaters, sports without live audiences. That was described by the governor as months, not weeks away. And then finally, stage 4 is reopening of, I guess, everything. And again, he described that as months away, not weeks. In today's briefing, the number of deaths in the last 24 hours was up to 78. ICU beds increased, but only a little, 0.4%. Hospitalizations were up 1.2%. The governor mentioned that he wants to see a steady decline in all those numbers before things really start to, before there's a meaningful relaxation of the stay-at-home order. A lot of people seem to be under the impression that the city dictates the activities that are permissible, and we do not. We have to accept the state's rules and directives. And so that's what we're doing. A little bit frustrated that we didn't get some more detail we could sink our teeth into yesterday, but hopefully we will soon.
So Rick, to go back, the 78 deaths, was that yesterday or was that this week? What is that time?
24-hour period ending late yesterday. I'm not sure exactly what hour.
Okay, all right. And maybe you and Mrs. Mayor as well could fill everybody in on the letter that was signed on Friday and what that means or doesn't mean.
Well, I'll jump in first if that's all right. First of all, it doesn't mean that the city changed the stay-at-home order. There were even some media reports that characterized the council's action that way, which is unfortunate because it created confusion. But the council signed onto a letter drafted by the offices of Assemblyman Gallagher and Senator Nielsen, requesting that the governor make changes to the stay-at-home order based on the unique regional characteristics of I can't remember, it's 5 or 6 different counties that signed the letter. And I'll let the mayor jump in if she likes.
So it was 6 counties, and the big thing that I've been trying to let people know is it was a letter. We're trying to get this brought back so Dr. Wickenheiser could be the one to make these decisions. But right now, either if we do not have the governor sign off on this, the letter doesn't mean anything. It will still be happening 100% at a state level.
Okay, great. That I think clears some things up because there were some different reports coming out through media. Anything locally that is loosening at all with businesses or any of the stay-at-home?
I don't have anything to add to the loosening topic. I should mention that beginning next week, there will be testing available at the community center. There's supposed to be a public service announcement coming out later today that details the process for requesting an appointment and going in and being tested. But that will be going on for the next 2 weeks at the community center. They will start with medical and health personnel, followed by first responders, and eventually it will be open to anyone in the public who wants to request a test.
Okay, we'd be happy to forward that out to businesses and the membership around
Yeah, I
town.
just don't have it yet. I promised it by the end of the day.
Okay, great. I think we have a question here from Liz.
Yeah,
Mary?
actually, it's not a question. It's sort of a clarification. Those tests will just be for the virus itself, not the antibodies tests, because they, I don't know if any of you were on the Board of Supervisors meeting conference call yesterday. Valerie Lucero clarified that there will not be antibodies tests because they haven't found any that are actually reliable and accurate yet. So this will only be for the virus itself. Just wanted to throw that in.
Okay, great. And that'll be at the community center. We'll let you know dates
Yeah,
and
the
times.
details of how to get an appointment should be released later today. Tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon, there will be a press conference on the same subject at the
Great.
community center.
Great. And is the city heading that up?
No, it's actually
Or
comes
county health?
directly from the governor's office through the Office of Emergency Services. And we are one of what governor described last week as the testing deserts. We have not had much testing compared with other parts of the state. And so it's a state program. They're going to come in with a private contractor lab named Optum for the testing. They promised turnaround on the test results of 24 to 48 hours.
Wow, great. Great. Anything else from the city? Okay. All right. How about Julie? Do you have anything from Assemblyman Gallagher?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I've been having a lot of technical difficulties, so I just want to make sure I can be heard. I don't have any specific updates. Just on the testing site that's coming in, there are going to be 80 sites statewide that are supposed to all be up and operational by, I think, the end of next week. I know there's also going to be one in Shasta County and one in Sutter County, and there may be a few more kind of in the North State, but they're not releasing those locations to the public until those labs are standing up. And then on the question about the daily numbers, statewide numbers, I don't know how many people on this meeting get the daily report that comes out from the OES. Comes out about 5:30 or 6 p.m. every day with the previous day's data, but I'm happy to, Dave, pass that on to you to share with the community if you guys are interested in those daily figures.
Okay, sure, please do. Thank you. Anything else, Julie?
No, unless you guys have any questions for me.
Is that published on a website that we can provide to people, or does it just come out via email?
I don't know, because I always just get it in my email, so I've never looked for a website, but I will double check, and if it is available on the web, I will send out the link.
Great, thank you. So what do we got going at Job Training Center, Kathy?
Dave. Hi, everybody. Well, we had somebody kick in a window yesterday afternoon. So we have,
Uh-oh.
if you notice, we have a window issue going on. Somebody was having a bad day. Not an easy window to kick in either. So I'm sure that was something else to be around.
Are you having to spend the night there then, take care of everything?
Yeah, no. No, we have it all boarded up, but that was news to us. You know, we had somebody happened to be in the office and heard it and called, you know, they called the police and an ambulance, and a little excitement on Main Street. Other than that, we also had our tub stolen. We have information sitting outside on a table, you know, all sort of nicely filed, and that the tub disappeared, but at least they left the content. So that's good news. So now we have something else out there, just from a job seeker standpoint. We have people manning the phones. We're still doing pre-screens. We're still sending out applications and job postings and using social media. That's all still happening. Getting job orders still, believe it or not. So that's good news. You know, I think businesses are trying to plan ahead, and there is some need there, even at hotels. So I think that's great. I was on the Eiler Manufacturing GMI call yesterday with Dr. Eiler, and you know, it really hit home how many of our local businesses really count on April through October for a lot of their revenue to help them get through the rest of the year. And so as Dave knows, we're working with the group sort of countywide to look at a business recovery task force, and beyond that for some funding. So for those that aren't getting the PPP and are still going to be struggling, what can we possibly do in other means? So just trying to see if there's any way we can be creative out there. And the first step in that, working with Shaban Concepts out of Chico to pull together a COVID-19 business survey. It's not a long survey and nobody loves surveys, but having good data to work off of helps us find funding and back up the reason why we want that funding. And so it will ask, you know, things like, have you gotten the funding? Do you need the funding? What are the kind of expertise do you need right now? What are the questions that you have, you know, that you're really looking for answers for? And some are practical kinds of things, and some things are more complicated than that. And then how do we draw from expertise in the region? We don't always have it in our backyard, but we do have it regionally. And how do we pay for that expertise to be made available? And that's always been my struggle in business services in Tehama County is it's not our businesses sometimes really need that help, but we can't afford those consultants to come in. So maybe this can help bridge some of that. So very shortly, I'd imagine even by tomorrow, you'll start to see that. And if we could encourage everybody to please get that out and pass it along so we cover as many businesses as possible.
So you're saying the survey will possibly go out tomorrow?
Yeah, like very shortly. That's on the fast track.
Okay.
And I'm part of an 11 county consortium. So Tehama County is under NORTEC, which is under, which oversees 11 counties, and all 11 counties want the survey. You know, they see that the need, and it's not broad. You know, it's really COVID specific. A lot about around those hot issues that people really need answers to now. And in my mind, it's really, you know, hotels and restaurants, it's the theater, the bowling alley, it's, you know, the casino. It's what do we do with those that really are going to need some assistance between now and October if we want to keep them going.
When I get that, I will definitely forward that then to all the membership. Great. Who I was looking around here. Anybody else have anything? Amber, do you have anything on employment issues? Before you speak, Amber, I just want to remind everybody on our chamber page, we have a new tab about jobs, whether you're an employee, employer, or need employment services, it's all on there. So just click that tab on the redbluffchamber.com website. Go ahead, Amber.
Hi. New things at EDD. Okay, so starting yesterday, I do know that self-employed gig workers were all supposed to be starting to apply yesterday for that pandemic unemployment assistance, and going online and trying to get that done. I know that it is very difficult, but when you're doing it online, you can do it anytime. So that's a good thing. It's one of those, go to your computer, put your feet up, have your fuzzy jammies and bunny slippers on, and get to typing. So it is what it is with that. I know it's very difficult right now. they are starting it. I did find a claim today that was a self-employed person, and I could see it on there, and it processed and it went through. So I'm very hopeful that these are going to start rolling through. I can't say how fast it's going to go, but not. Just to reiterate to people, when they do get their claims, to definitely, when you get your debit card, oh, let me backspace a little bit. The debit card is a big thing. People are waiting. It's taking up to 3 weeks for people to get their debit card once they get funded. So they'll see on their unemployment, when they're going online, they'll say, oh, they paid me. Once they see that, it's taking a long time. They're calling us trying to get that card. We have no access to it. It's a special Bank of America division in Podunkie, Tennessee that does it. So, but I have found out that if you go to the EDD website and type in debit card, it'll give you information about the Bank of America debit card. It also gives you their site, their website, because it's a special division. Go on to that website, put your social security number in and your zip code. It'll tell you if it's sending you the card. It'll tell you if it's not. You can request a replacement right there online. And this is brand new, and hallelujah that they did it, because it's fantastic. So go to that Bank of America website. Once you get that card, the thing that I'm starting to tell everybody is definitely go online, activate that account, and then make sure that you're hitting a reoccurring, that you set up a reoccurring transfer so that it then rolls over to your own bank account. So you don't have to keep it at the Bank of America place. You can actually have it sent to your bank. Oh, someone's
Hey,
popping
Amber,
in.
I have a
Like,
question
really?
on the unemployment.
Yeah.
So I do have a question for a lot of our employees and our staff. We have salespeople who are obviously being affected because half of the commissions are cut in half or whatnot. I personally even had to apply for this, but there was not a box that says anything to that effect. I couldn't type anything in to put anything about COVID-19. So I'm just kind of
Okay. At the very end, towards the very end, it's like the last section. It says, are you due to this? Is this layoff due to a natural disaster like a mudslide or something like that? They've now click on that and say yes. And it says, once you get it, then it'll, the first drop down that it says is COVID-19.
okay, but here's the problem. So they click on that. They're still working. Does that factor in based off of previous income?
It will, and unemployment is only going to supplement up to a certain amount. Like the maximum amount, it's just hard to explain. It would be 125% of what unemployment would award them for that week. So, for example, the maximum amount that unemployment awards is $450 a week. If you make more than 600, they're not going to give you any money. If you make less than 600, they might supplement you maybe $25 or something like that, depending on what you made. With the people that are really severely cut down, underemployed, I guess is the best way to put it, the underemployed, they can apply, and if they're not making what their minimum would be or maximum would be with unemployment, they might get supplemented those weeks. And I want to say if they're getting supplemented those weeks, then they also might get the $600 that they're giving out to people that are unemployed right now.
So for my staff that didn't get to check that box, is there a way to go back and make sure that that's checked?
If they filled out the application anytime between March 15th and now, almost every single one of them, it doesn't matter. They're just processing those claims through assuming that they're due to the pandemic.
Okay, so it's normal then for a lot of these employees said that they filed, but they turned in their weeks and have gotten nothing back. That's normal?
If they're turning in their weeks and they're above the amount that they would supplement, they're not going to get anything. Yeah.
Not even the COVID?
Oh, no, they don't get the COVID at all. If they're not getting anything from unemployment, they're not getting the COVID money. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Amber, would you mind putting in the chat if you have that website that you were talking about, and maybe also your contact information if people have more questions for you?
The EDD, well, it's the EDD website. I'll be happy to put that in. Hold on, okay, so don't look at me anymore because I'm gonna be holding the phone funny.
Okay, we're not paying attention to you at all.
Good. Chat.
So anybody else that's on this Zoom call, it's been some great information. Sharon, do you have anything from Shasta College?
Yeah, well, so we are, hopefully Peter will be getting you, our marketing director will get you some of our updated information. We're still processing information from the chancellor's office and from the state about what the fall will look like. But we're very conscious of what the trends say about the potential for reoccurrence late fall, all of the health data. Summer is completely online with just a couple of exceptions. So I sent Dave some of the courses, some examples of things that are available for people who do want to use this time to reskill. Those registration dates are coming. All of our staff are working remotely, and so can help with that. And a lot of those processes are available online too through the shastacollege.edu and going to My Shasta to see what's available in the summer. So support is there. Counselors are there to help with registration. We're anticipating, full but online courses in the summer. And then typically when there are things like this that happen, often students will return to school, or people will return to school to learn new skills, to broaden your opportunities. Someone mentioned the gig economy, to add more gigs to your gig. So those things are happening at the state level. There's some CARES funding going out to students, and for both students and employees through the foundation. On the Shasta College site, there's emergency funds available and constant, seeking for donations and grants for that. So that's pretty much what's happening. I know, been talking to Dave about, and it's hard to say if this will speed up the process or slow it down, but the opportunity for more non-credit offerings, it's kind of out of our camp, or out of our direct control here in Tehama, but those would be free to anyone to take. And the chancellor's office, the state, will give the college funds for doing that so we can hire people. So whether it's conversational Spanish or some other courses that you don't have credit for, it also doesn't go towards your GPA, but are free to take. So we're hoping for an expansion of those opportunities. And at some point, I'm sure there will be a survey that goes out to solicit what are some of your ideas for courses like that, that would be helpful. So that's kind of in a nutshell what's available. And hopefully through the e-blast, our marketing director will get some materials out about that.
Okay, am I going to get a flyer too? I know I have all the information, but I'm going to get a flyer or just send out the information at this point?
Yeah, well, I nudged yesterday. I know he's really busy. So at the end of today, I'm going to ask him again too, because I'm not sure what the process is, but he's, he's cleared everything through we have an emergency operations, team. So that would be ideal to have it go up, but I'll ask him if it's long. It's not going to happen for a while, then you should have the information.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Yeah. Good. So who else on here has any comments or good reports or anything else? Anybody out there want to say something?
Hey, Dave, I do want to say with Shasta College, they sent us, because they didn't have the flyer ready yet, and we're trying to already get people thinking about online summer classes, a really good video. I thought it was a great video, sort of showing the working from home, and you see your animal in your living room, and you guys do a great job with those videos. So we've been sharing that out. So if everybody can get that out there, just letting everybody know that those classes are online. Our high school seniors, actually, the sign language class is equivalent for that as a foreign language for them, so they can meet that requirement. And then, if that's what they want to do. So this another sort of plus. I thought I was going to be driving somebody up 4 days a week this summer, so online's not such a bad alternative for me. So
Nice.
a good video.
Great
Yeah, and I
job.
will say that there's also through Zoom, there's going to be not on campus at Tehama, but the availability for support for students who need that support in a kind of online synchronous way.
Great. How about anybody else? I want to share maybe a couple of updates with you. Nathaniel, can you hit our little slideshow? So if people are still needing help with SBA loans, you can go straight through SBA. You can contact the SBDC out of Butte College. That is our regional SBDC station. So there's the information on the top there. Sophie is the director. Anybody can help you. That's their email, their web and their phone number. But they're excellent at helping getting you loans you need. Next one is, we have businesses that are giving us updates on our social media every week of what their hours are, what they're doing, things of that sort, and it's great. So if you need that, or if you know somebody that does, have them get on there. People are finding services and businesses that they need and updates on that. So that's on our Facebook and our Instagram page. This is our weekly restaurant listing of who delivers, who does curbside, and who currently is not serving. That's on everything in our e-blast, whatever. So keep an eye on that and support our local restaurants. And that's our Friday e-blast. Hopefully everybody's on that. If you aren't getting our Friday e-blast, in the chat, please send us your email, and we'll make sure that you get on the list to get our Friday e-blast. That has included a number of businesses that are just, again, explaining the services they're providing in this season, their hours, or how to contact them if they're doing it curbside, via mail, via phone, whatever. But it's a great resource for you. And then I mentioned last week, we just started a Facebook, YouTube channel. So get on there. There's some fun older videos of back when we could all congregate. And then there's some more updated business type videos on there as well. Here's something new. How many of you have already heard about the Red Bluff Rounded Up stimulus package? Let me see a show of hands. Anybody? Wave. Okay, great. It was actually in discussion with Clay Parker. He had this great idea for, because you know how you go to a grocery store or through a drive-through, they're saying, hey, do you want to round up for Children's Hospital? I mean, I always do it. And but what about for our local businesses in this season? If you're in a store and you bought something for $8.95, you want to round up, you can round up to 9, you can round up to 10, whatever. And so it's just a way to that the businesses that you're supporting is to show them a little extra love. And here's something that's in your inbox right now. We've been working on something, and I'm probably going to ask Rick or Mayor Eyestone to comment as well. 5 ways to prepare to reopen. So these are your COVID plan, something specific for us in our region, because both the city is requiring this, and also the county health department is requiring this. So this gives some good suggestions, good ideas, some ways to just point businesses in the right direction on their safety plan to open up at whatever point that is, and then how to gradually, open it up even more from the plan, the social distancing, cleaning, marketing, and respecting the process. Because I think I've said it every time through this all, whether it's trying to get a loan or a grant, there's got to be patience and persistence at the same time. Anyways, in your email inbox here in this last hour. And I think that's all I have at this point for flyers. And again, if you're not getting those, let us know. And okay, Liz, we will make sure to get things to you. And Rick?
Yeah, I'm here.
What I know from I was listening in the city council special meeting, and people are sending, businesses are sending their plans to Clay Park, City Councilman Parker. Is that true?
That's true. Dave, you faded out at my end anyway.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of problem here, but are local Red Bluff businesses supposed to give their plans to Clay Parker?
They can do so. It's not a requirement. Clay is facilitating transfer of those to the public health department. It is preparing for when the governor's order may be changed. It by itself does not grant authority to do anything inconsistent with the governor's existing order.
Okay, so he might review it and then send it on to the health department?
Yeah, and they may have some comments. And I think the idea is you have a plan in place for when the governor modifies his order to allow your particular business to open. It is clear that even when things start to reopen, there will be a requirement to maintain physical distancing and maybe some other requirements as well. It won't just be open the door free for all. So if you can get your plans pre-approved, it might allow you to proceed a little more quickly when the governor does modify his rules.
Perfect. And it's a good idea just to have a plan ready and in place when that day comes.
Yes, and depending on their workflow and workload, you will eventually get comments back from the Department of Public Health.
Great. Great. And we sent out an email, or no, that's going out in a little bit, Nat, from the Department of Health, correct?
I'm expecting from them a public service announcement or press release before the end of the day regarding the vaccinations.
Oh, okay. I think we're sending the chamber, Nat, aren't we sending, or did we already send out the county health business guide? I can't hear you. Go ahead.
That is scheduled to go out at 3:30 today.
Oh, okay. So anyways, be looking in your inbox for that, and it has to do with businesses. So anyways, great. Anything the good of the order today? You guys are doing great. We got to keep on. We're going to get through this. It's excruciating at times. It's lonely at times. It's tough at times. But we're going to get through this. together, and we're going to see things open up, and the rebound is going to surprise us. I think it's going to be quicker than we anticipate. So I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So and there's plenty of glass half empty when we watch the news, right? I mean, it's like, oh, I can only watch a little bit of that before I have to get off. But but hey, as much as we can be glass half full people, let's do that. We need it personally, and our family needs it, and our co-workers need it, our community needs it, the businesses need it, the organizations need it, the schools need it, everybody needs it. So as much as we can see from a perspective of half full, we're going to be doing good. All right. So I don't know if I'm cutting in and out with you guys or not, but you know what I'm trying to say. And I'm just saying 2 thumbs up. Let's go for it. Okay. And we'll be on here again next Wednesday. Okay. 2 o'clock. Thank you all. God bless.
Thank you, everyone.